Welcome to my channel, everyone. I am the Redbeard Pickler. In my last video, we did an unboxing of the Fat Boy. Now, the purpose of these first few videos on my channel is to review the paddle. I want to review it when I first started using it, maybe the first week and a half, and then I want to also go through a journey with you guys. I've been playing pickleball quite a bit more often, 2 or 3 times a week. And I've just been resisting certain cravings and things like that. And so I'm trying to lose some weight while I play pickleball. So hopefully I get a decent amount off. I should lose some, I would think. But I've done some diets in the past that have just been too transformative and too hard to keep going. And so I gain all the weight back. So I'm trying to just live a little bit healthier lifestyle and lose some weight. So the first thing that I want to do is talk about my experience with the Fat Boy for the first 10 days. Now, something that I noticed right away is that it was a little bit more stiff than what I expected. Now, it's not a stiff paddle. It's not as stiff as any power paddle I've ever used, but I played with a Valair Mach 1 for almost a year. It's definitely not as soft as that. And in all the reviews that I saw, we're talking about how soft the paddle is. But it was just a little bit more stiff than I expected it to be. It did get slightly more power than my Valair, and so that was good. But very different feel. Now, something that was a positive about the feel for me is the face of the paddle. That carbon fiber and Kevlar weave just feels so good when the ball hits the paddle. It's very different from any other paddle that I've ever used. It's hard to describe unless you've used it, but it's a very good feel. So I really liked that. It was a very unique experience in that way. One of the things that I loved right off the bat is my very first swing with this paddle. I hit a drive and it just dropped and it nailed somebody's foot. And I was like, immediately like, okay, I'm going to really like this paddle. But overall, I got a control paddle. The reason why I wanted to get this paddle is because it's a control paddle that's more so fits what I need for my game. And so it's not something that you really hit hard drives with, but it's something that you can really narrow down where you want to hit the ball. And that was something that I noticed on the serve as well. On the serve, I didn't get a ton of power. It was okay. It wasn't like I was getting weak hits, but I didn't generate tons of power, but I could hit the ball exactly where I wanted it to go. Now, I'm not the best player in the world. I've got a 3.338 duper rating, right? So I'm not going pro anytime soon. I definitely make my share of mistakes, but it definitely seems like with this paddle, the mistakes that I was making were more so user error and not due to the paddle having a problem. But where this paddle really excelled is I could put the ball where I wanted to. Like I say, on serves, I could really send them deep in the corners. I could make people, force people to hit with their backhands. And I could really start dialing in a serve that had been hard for me in the past, where I wanted to get really hard angles for short serves. And so that was something that really improved with my game here. Now, something that I was really able to dial in with it being a control paddle, really was able to dial in my drops a lot better, really able to have some better dink game. But it was really where I excelled is it gave me more power at the kitchen because it does have some really good pop. Now, the thing with the pop on this paddle, though, is that it's really exponential as you do your flicks. So when I was dinking, I didn't have a problem with too much pop on the dinks. But when I was able to get a good flick, that pop really kicked in, and then I was able to get some really good points off of my flicks and my hits at the kitchen line. And so that's where I want to be dangerous, is at the kitchen. I'm not really a banger player. I'm more of a kitchen player who wants to be dangerous there. So that really helped my game in that area. Now, something else that I found great about this paddle is when I got myself into awkward situations, maybe my feet just weren't in the right place or somebody was just getting really good shots at my feet, I was able to put the paddle down and scoop up some awkward shots a lot easier than I normally would have been able to do. I really felt like when I did get in those awkward angled situations, it was easier for me to pop it up and get it just over the net rather than popping it up so somebody could bang it right back in my face. Another thing that I really liked about this paddle is that it has a really high twist weight. So when the ball hits the side of the paddle, it doesn't turn in my hand as much. So that really helped with control as well. Overall, this paddle is fantastic. If you're looking for something that has really great control, will give you a little bit extra pop at the kitchen when you need it, something that is really going to help be able to dial in hitting the ball exactly where you want it to go on the court, this paddle is for you. It's something that I feel like it could be a little more strategic with. I can pick out spots on the court a lot better, like, hey, here's an opening that I see, and I can be more confident about hitting it right in that spot. So definitely a great paddle for you if you're looking for that. It is a little bit different for some people. A lot of people aren't used to that wide body style, and so it does take getting a little bit used to for some people. But I think once you do, it's going to be something that is going to be really beneficial for a lot of control players. Now, when we're going to jump into the weight loss part, now I did lose a few pounds, but not anything major, but it's only been 10 days, right? So not been a long time, but I was able to drop a few pounds. Now, what I've noticed, looking here at my fitness app, I was able to burn somewhere in between 750 to 800 calories per hour playing pickleball. Now, I'm a larger guy. This is not going to be the same results for everybody, but I think that's pretty good. I compared it to playing basketball, and I was able to burn like 1,300 to 1,500 calories per hour playing basketball. So it's not going to be as high intensity, but it's still really good amount of calories burned. And as you can see throughout the day, I burned over 6,000 calories. So I really was able to, burn those calories that brought my weight down in just a short amount of time. So playing pickleball 2 or 3 times a week definitely is going to be something that can help with weight loss in a significant way. Now, I kind of waited to upload these videos because I didn't want to I didn't want to be releasing things too far apart. But my next video is going to be about having this paddle a month out. So it'll be a month of me going and playing 2 to 3 times a week, and how that paddle plays different. And I'm sure that it will play different a little bit at least, but we'll see how drastic that is, if it's any better, any worse after breaking it in. We're also going to take a look at if I've progressed any further, if with weight loss, right? So if my weight loss speeds up, or if it slows down, or how much I can lose in a month. So I'll keep you updated on that. But anyway, for now, go ahead and please like, subscribe, comment, and if you do want to go ahead and get something from Bread and Butter, I do have a 15% off code. Now, they have not sponsored this video in any way. They didn't instruct me on how to make this video, but I do have a 15% off code. It's Redbeard15. Use that at checkout, or I'll have a link in the description below. But other than that, I'll see you next week, guys.